Hello again, music fans. I am back here with another artist spotlight video, this time for the American progressive rock band Kansas. Now this will be a short video because I am missing a great deal of their discography here, not because I don't like this band as much, I really do, but this is one of those bands where my collection is a work in progress, right? But even so, I do have a lot of their best stuff, and starting with this one. Now this is not the way it originally came out. This is a triple feature, meaning it has 3 albums in one CD set, and it's a digipack here, very very slim, but it's got the 3 albums. It's not their first 3 albums, though this one, which is called simply Kansas, is their first album. And then I believe Mask might be the second. But Monolith here is not the third. I believe the third one, and don't quote me on this, is one that is called "The Song for America," which is one of their classic albums and one that I definitely want to get. Okay, it's a 3-pack here with all 3 of the original albums there. Kansas, Mask, and Monolith. Really good stuff. Here, one of the, if you've never heard of Kansas, they're most famous for their classic rock hit "Dust in the Wind," though they have a lot of really great songs. And of course, the characteristic of this band is that they have a violin player in the band, so they incorporate that into their music. They have a very rocking style, but with a very progressive arrangements, so their music is very very exciting to listen to. Okay, so here we have the 3-pack of Kansas. Then one of their absolute classic albums, which is Leftover Tour here, and even says so right there on the hype sticker. An all-time great classic rock album here. Okay, Leftover Tour. This is a reissue, not the original CD pressing. This came out originally on LP, of course, back in '76. Has all of the original songs plus a couple of bonus live tracks. Really great stuff here. The most known song here is "Carry On Wayward Son." All right, another classic, and it even says so on the hype sticker. An all-time classic rock treasure. All right. This is a Point of No Return. There we go. Also a reissue with, I believe, yes, also a couple of bonus tracks right there. Point of No Return. This one has the mega hit, "The Dust in the Wind." There we go. After this, we have a live album, which is a 2 for the show. Absolutely exciting, very rocking live album here. A double CD set. There we go. The band in its heyday back in the late '70s. And this also is an expanded version of the original album, because in the original album it did not have all of these tracks. In fact, all of the tracks on CD2 were not on the original album, which was, I believe, a double LP album. Alright, so 2 for the show. Really great stuff. If you want to get to know Kansas, this is where to start. You get all their hits right there and a great live show. 2 for the show. Or you could opt for just a greatest hits album like this one, called "The Best of Kansas." There we go. It's got the 12 tracks. Of course, it includes "Carry On Wayward Son," "Dust in the Wind," "Hold On." A lot of hits here. Really good stuff. And like I said, my collection is a work in progress. I am missing a great deal of their discography, excuse me, especially from the 80s. I don't have any of that stuff. What I have here next is this live album, which is Always Never the Same, which is Kansas with a symphony orchestra, with the featuring the London Symphony Orchestra. Kansas, always never the same. A single disc set. Here you go. It includes a really good cover of Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. There we go, some live Kansas. And then we jump ahead, many years, which I believe this is early 2000s. Let me just check. Yeah, exactly 2000. So the year 2000, to this studio album, which is Somewhere to Elsewhere. And after this came out is when I saw them live. Incredibly enough, they came to my city here in Mexico, where I live, and they played a show. I went to see them. It was absolutely great. So here we have Somewhere to Elsewhere studio album, keeping with that classic rock vein, but also with really, it's with Kansas. Besides, in spite of being a progressive rock band, they are very accessible, to listen to. They're not very dense or difficult to listen to. They have a lot of really great catchy songs, catchy rhythms, and they do have some complex arrangements, but very easy to listen to. All right, so there we have Somewhere to Elsewhere. And after this, there was a very long dry period. There was a couple of compilations, I believe a couple of live albums. And after that, wait, not this yet, excuse me. I am getting ahead of myself. After that, this is their latest studio album, which is the Prelude Implicit. All right, studio album here by Kansas, which I have on vinyl, as you can see. Let me get this out of the way. Here, my one and only vinyl for Kansas. Really great stuff. It's a gatefold, and there's the band as they are now. Okay, there have been many lineup changes over the years, but this is the band as it is now. This comes in a double LP set. If you buy it on CD, it's a single CD set. There are the tracks. Really great stuff. A really great a studio album here by Kansas. And the cool thing about if you buy it on LP, it includes the CD of the album. Here, right there it says first Kansas studio album in 16 years. Right. So it was a very long dry spell for the band. Though they were, of course, constantly touring and stuff. They were not dormant by any means. But they had not put out any studio albums. And one of the cool things about this LP is that it is a 2 LP set, but the songs are spread out over 3 sides. So the third side is blank. And on that third side, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll do my best here. Here, you see the logo of Kansas is etched on the LP itself. All right. There we go. If you can see it, you see the reflection right there of the roof of my house. And this design that you're seeing are the claws of a phoenix type of bird, or a thunderbird, which is on the cover of the album. As you can see right there. It's more of a thunderbird because of the lightning. All right. Well, there's my one and only Kansas vinyl. Really glad to have it. And after that studio album, it came this live album, which is called Left Overture Live and Beyond. Now, this came as a result, bands have been touring, playing one of their classic albums in its entirety. In this case, it was this one, Left Overture. So we have now Left Overture Alive, for what I believe was the 40th anniversary of the album, not the band. Okay, So we have a 2 CD live album right here. The reason why it says Literature Live and Beyond is because it has that entire studio album played live plus some more of their classic hits. Alright, there is the track listing. Okay, really great stuff. Left Overture, Live and Beyond. You can see the cover is similar to the latest studio album, which is the Prelude Implicit. Right there, it continues. Well, that's it now for my Kansas collection. Like I said, it's a work in progress. I do plan to get a lot more stuff from this band. You know, all the albums that I'm missing. For now, thank you very much for watching, and so long.